Hi, welcome back to Sunday Chats. We are going live
Hello.
early. We are probably saying hello to no one.
Yeah, nobody knows. They'll show up. Craig will show up. He'll probably be lurking. He's having a lurking day. Um, my best friend is napping. She's already texted me. Um, Craig sent me a TikTok thing I can't read because I don't have TikTok. There's Craig right now.
There's Craig.
Hello. Look at my fanciness. I'm actually in my pajamas, guys. So I figured, oh, let me class up the pajamas with some pearls. You know.
I'm actually in my pajamas too, because that's what we do.
hmm
We wear the boo boo.
hmm So and then I'm working. Yesterday I was working on this, and I'm still working on it.
I have a pillow problem. It's it wants to slide off the chair because it's a leather chair. Oh, that's cute.
So it's gonna have all the petals different colors. It's a little harder than I want because the size of stones I'm using are a little bit larger than would be perfect. But perfection's overrated, you know. So I have a
Definitely.
lot to talk about. So last night I so Super Jacob went, hey Saya, Lorcaton's here. So last night I was watching Super Jacob because he went live at 11 my time Central, which is 10 p.m. his time Pacific, which
Right.
means for the poor people on the East Coast, it was like a whopping midnight, you know, at 10 o'clock, I guess 10 o'clock Eastern. Oh, was it 11? No, it was, let me get my time right. If it was 11 o'clock my time, it was 9 o'clock Western because it's 2 hours behind us. So he went live at 9, which would be 11 for me and midnight for Eastern. Okay,
Right.
there we go. So it takes a second because it's that 2 hour thing that throws me on Pacific time. So anyway, I was watching. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Ronnie. So I'm watching Super Jacob, and I knew I was going to fall asleep. Like there was no way I was going to be able to stay up the whole time. And he's changed his formats because I'm a tier 1 and tier 2 membership. So in my membership, I have the inner sanctum and then the super supporters. So the inner
Right.
sanctum is like dip a cup of drip coffee, and super supporters is a latte. That's the price range. That's how I did my pricing. Coffee levels, like
Right.
there's drip coffee and then there's latte level. Because I didn't want my support channel is a paywall just to keep it so I can talk about things that do not are not ad friendly for the um community guidelines, because community guidelines are pretty harsh. Basically, it has to be um,
Yes.
completely oatmeal generic. It has to be the most non-controversial, not even current events. You can't even talk current events for community guidelines. Like so. Anyway, so he was doing his show, and I was half listening, half sleeping, and I would wake up and I'd hear something, and I'd go to sleep, and I'd hear something, and then
Yeah.
I woke up enough for his tier 2 after show. I woke up just long enough to
I
talk for like maybe the first hour.
I
Did you
keep
catch
missing
that
them.
one?
No, I keep missing them.
Because it was 2 a.m. my time, which would have
Mm.
been 3 a.m. your time. So it's not as if it's easy to find. Now he'll repost them later, but part of the fun of
Well,
being in his lives are on topic, right? But here's what's mind blowing. So normally what happens in his after show stays in the after show. Well, I am bringing it forward because I was the one who brought the topic, and I learned something new, so new that it has completely changed my perspective on the Murakami launch.
really.
Like completely. I did not know because okay, I studied art
Dawn.
in grade school. I mean, not grade school, but high school, and college. I did art classes. I was always very art inclined, but I never studied popular culture art. I never did anything earlier than Henry, what's his name, Matisse and Mondrian. I didn't look past that. And that's not that current, y'all. Not that current. So Murakami, he was, I think, born in 62 or something. His So I really knew
Christiana.
Murakami from the LV drop in 2000, 20 years
5.
ago, right?
Yeah.
20 years ago, we all learned multicolored. Who is this artist? Who is this Japanese person? I've never heard. Japanimation
Right.
was a big thing. Japan stuff was I grew up with it. I mean, I grew up in Thailand. I loved a lot of Japanese art. So I was like, oh, that is such a cool thing that he's from Japan. These cute little, flowers. How cute. But when the new relaunch came out, I couldn't afford Murakami LV the first time.
Right.
I still can't, y'all. I still can't. It did change 20 years forward, and it's still the same. I still can't afford it. But I was like, I want to support the art, and I started looking for the artist stuff. Right? I went and looked for his stuff,
Right.
and then I noticed like his art's kind of dark. But when you look at
Oh.
the Louis Vuitton version of it, it's very cute and friendly, and the cherry blossoms and the cherries and the flat panda looks all very, very approachable. But when you see his art depicted not through the lens of Louis Vuitton, I was like, the panda looks a little bit angry and mad. So I brought
Yeah.
this up, and Jacob gave us a lesson. Now, this probably will never become a video. He probably will never release it. He talked about it, but he talked about why in the first launch, how it was actually such a huge movement of such in a way, because Marc Jacobs was on the ball. He invited Takashi to come do this collab, and the whole commentary of that collaboration was how to be subversive from the inside, because the whole thing about the flat panda is to be anti-consumerism, and I did not know this. So it's kind of like a thumb to your nose kind of a thing when it comes to bridging this Louis Vuitton megalith with this, subversive type of street art, and saying, "Hey, look, I'm mocking you," and everybody's buying it and loving it. And then
Yes.
how the vibe is so different 20 years later that it does just look like a cash grab, because the pictography of what they showed in the first launch when they first did this really did show more of the conglomerate consumerism, and how is against this type of thing by going through the thing instead of like, because somebody equated it to Vivienne Westwood, and Vivienne Westwood is more punk. She's a little bit different
More
than what Takashi.
anti-establishment. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Takashi was doing, I'm gonna go with the system, and I'm gonna thumb my nose at it in a cute way that people really don't understand but still love. And I think that's even more relevant today. A lot of people say there's a famous quote that says Novocaine for the masses, and I think we're right there in that.
Yes.
So it completely changed my perspective on what Murakami is, and I started looking at his art differently, and I went looking for an art book, not just an art print, and I ordered 2 art books today.
Oh, well, that's good. You need a commonplace planner so you can sit and make all your notes, so you can talk about it intelligently. Though you probably can remember it all.
What
Um,
what is
I
that?
tell you,
What's that type of
you
planner?
a
I don't know what that means. A
commonplace.
commonplace? Yeah.
It's like where you just keep notebooks about the certain things that you're reading about and stuff, and you like make an outline, like school, so that you
I need
can.
that planner. Is that a preset planner with like
No, no, you just use a
books
notebook.
reading?
You just
Okay,
use a
so that I
notebook
do
or whatever
anyway.
you want, a
Yeah, that I do.
commonplace
Yeah,
planner.
yeah.
But yeah, and you just write in all the things that you're
But I was
currently
literally
interested in.
obsessed. Like that
Right.
was like 2 a.m. in the morning. I've learned because I had noticed the art was angry when I would go look at the. If you just go Google Takashi Murakami on and Google Images, and you look at the pictography that they're showing you, you're like, that's a very cranky looking panda bear. But then you go over to LV, and the flat panda is like this cheerful balloony panda that's so cute, and you're like, these two don't mix. What am I missing? I missed a lot.
Well,
So I
that
felt like, whoa.
that makes me curious. And since you're already doing the research, maybe it's something I won't have to read about. Find out what the graffiti was all about, because it
I
basically looks
absolutely
like
will.
it sounds like it was probably, well, it's spray paint looking, so you
Yeah.
never know.
Well, it's totally interesting because a lot of people do a lot of commentary on Marc Jacobs saying that he's not as creative, and I think Meredith says it a lot in Living Lux with Meredith. She says that she thinks that um, Marc Jacobs has become lazy as a designer. I don't think so. I think he's brilliant. I still think he's brilliant. I do not think Marc Jacobs is lazy at all. I think he is taking it all the way home to the bank and living life to his best. He just made a charm with his own face on it. I mean, like, dude, I thought that was very awesome and funny. And actually, Saya, if you're still listening, I sent you a video of somebody who opened up the new sticker tote, which I thought was kind of eh. And then when I saw her open the tote, I was like, ooh, I lie. I like this tote. It's actually really cool. I like
Good
the
night, Jeanette.
cartoon aspect of it and making it look like stickers, she says it feels like stickers on canvas, which I thought was really interesting. And then
That
I don't know,
is.
I'm a fan of Marc Jacobs. I like his stuff. I liked his even when I didn't know he was designing for certain houses, I would pick out a bag and say, I like that. And later, I would find out he designed it. I like, oh. And that's how I feel about Michael Kors, too, because I didn't know Michael Kors had designed for Celine until I found a bag. That bag is gorgeous. And someone said that bag was designed by Michael Kors. I'm like, wait, what? Michael Kors designed for Celine? Where was I? And so then I can do that with Marc Jacobs too. I can just see his stuff sometimes, like, oh, great designing bag, and somebody will tell me, oh, well, you know who designed, and I don't follow designers. I don't. I just like what I like and buy what I buy.
I'd
You
like
know?
to thank Craig for sending me the information on Stephen Sprouse. I just saw that come up in my messages. Um, in light of, I'm just going to share with you one thing that I did that you might appreciate. Um,
Mhm.
in light of the things that went on that the whole world is watching in Washington,
Mhm.
I needed to just shut off news and everything for a bit. And I needed to get some laundry done last night. Plus, Matt went out of town today. Um, and so I was throwing in like stuff that he needed to travel. And, um, and I was like, I'm not going to look at my iPad. I'm not going to look at YouTube. I'm not going to look at anything because those messages are going to come across. So I downloaded Disney Dreamlight Valley and sat there and played with Mickey and Merlin and just a little cozy game,
Well,
little
I actually had a
escapism.
I had a fabulous weekend because um I really didn't a lot of my Facebook feed, I have been utilizing the snooze,
Yes.
a lot because there's a lot of weird ad and things popping up. Like, I don't know you. Click stop. A lot of weird daily
Yeah.
news because when we had the airplane things happening, I was clicking on all those. So it says, oh, you must like this stuff. Like, no, I really don't. I do not need to know any more bad
Yeah.
stuff. Leave me alone. I've been like, give me puppy dogs. Puppy videos are great. Give me handbag content. I don't want.
I'm watching goat videos because someday I'll probably have and raise goats. Hi, Winnie.
Opa. So,
Opa.
so,
She's
so the
Italian or
I was
Greek.
watching
She's
a video
Greek.
about chickens. Chickens. So I think about you, and I was talking about Pebbles, and I was talking about Wilma and Betty picking on Pebbles, and I was watching a video that says that having a rooster in your flock is actually very important for your flock. And I'm like,
It is.
hey. And they were saying because the rooster can break up the hens being all mean and
Yes.
ornery. So apparently the rooster is like, make sure the ladies get along, always looking out for the
Hawks.
predators out in the sky.
Yeah.
So and they'll go in there, and apparently he's a micromanager, the rooster.
Yes. And there's
Well,
also a lot of films where hawks are attacking chickens and they lose and they don't get a chicken because of the
Hmm.
rooster. Because he'll
So
be
I'm
on that
talking
hen
about,
and here comes that rooster. And it's just like,
but I follow some people that have farm life, and they have horses and a mule and a really awesome Great Dane. And the Great Dane is who I follow. He has his own little
right.
channel
Oh,
called
really?
Roscoe. So Roscoe the Great Dane, I watch him, and they're always doing the chores, and the big dogs are the actual horses. He is, a Great Dane. But that's the most common thing with the Great Dane is, oh, is it a horse? Because everybody says that. So that's why he calls the Great Danes or the horses the big dogs, and he's just the dog. And then he calls the chickens the chicken nuggets. It's so funny. So
To
she
answer
she
your question, Winnie, a young rooster is called a cockerel. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jackie.
yeah. So anyway, I've been watching some of that stuff. I was watching, and the other thing I was watching to get myself into a happy state, because normally I watch
Yes.
true crime and stuff, but
I was watching
it's been
baby
a little,
goats. I was watching
yeah,
baby goats yesterday.
it was too
Okay.
much. Even the true crime
Something
was too much. So
desperate is going on when Jolie's watching baby goats. I'm not kidding.
So I was watching YouTube or reels, Facebook reels of musicians playing music in Europe, street buskers, and they're playing the
Yeah.
piano, and the people would come and sing with them, and it was so lovely. Or street musicians playing the cello or the violin, and it's like Vivaldi, and it's like just this, and somebody coming up and saying, "Hey, can you play Carmen?" And he'll sing opera right there. And this is a common thing that happened in Europe. Walking streets in Europe are common. People do a lot more walking, and
Yes.
people will just stop and they will have musicians playing.
Yes.
It's a normal thing, and it was so nice to remind myself that not everything in humanity is screwed up right now. I mean,
Right.
you know, so that's how my
So
that's how come.
I want to thank you for sending me that list
Mhm.
that we discussed. It just made me feel better that you were aware of that, and I'm going to put that in my planner and and
I was
really keep
clueless.
track of
So
it.
the
Yeah.
list they're talking about are the commerce blackout days. Of a subscriber and friend who watches us sent it to me and said, hey, this is what she's talking about. I'm like, oh, okay. So I sent it to Jolie because I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? So
Yeah.
I only knew the one thing because of Jolie. I didn't know there was like a whole range of dates that are supposed to be commerce blackout dates. You
Uh-huh.
know, so we're gonna try and
Yeah, I had to
adhere to
cancel
this.
my subscribe and save because it was going to hit the week we're supposed to go off of Amazon for a week. So that'll be interesting. Anyway,
So
okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, so this weekend, I went to have dinner with my brother-in-law. So my brother-in-law contacted James and said, "We haven't gotten together in a while. Let's get together." And I'm like, "This is really weird. Your brother normally never contacts us. What's the heck? What the heck?" So we ended up going out to dinner with them yesterday. They came over and visited. They hung out and they talked, and we went and had a lovely dinner. It was really nice, and then it was very weird. They paid for it, which is
Oh,
like,
wow, that's nice.
yeah, it was very nice. And I'm just like, what happened? So, so it was very
Whose
confusing.
brother?
Not
His
the,
brother? It was his
yeah,
brother?
James's brother. Yeah,
Oh,
so
was he maybe thanking you guys for taking care of everything?
probably, just because he came up and he gave James. So James has a saber from his grandfather, and they have a saber from their great grandfather, because they were both in the military. United, they were in the cavalry and stuff. So to get
Right.
a saber, you had to be an officer, and so each boy had one. So James, his brother, brought back great grandpa's saber, so that now we have both of them. And he said it's because things in his home tend not to stay in good condition. So he wanted it to be safe with us.
Right.
We were talking about the stuff and their parents' stuff, their mom's stuff. Like, what do we do with the stuff? And basically, both boys said that there's some photos I'd like, but it's just gonna get destroyed in my house, so it's fine. Just let it go. Just let it go.
Okay.
Let it go to
That's good.
the ether, because he has a house, but they're not the best at
taking care of stuff.
taking care of things. So, and things
Um,
like paper and stuff, you know.
okay, yeah. Well, it makes sense though that they would leave them with you. Aaron, I do want
Yeah.
to answer your question. What is it for? The economic blackouts are not for the left, they're not for the right. They are for the people of the United States because of the technocrat takeover and Elon Musk. That's what everybody is protesting. And what people are doing is trying to show that we can all work together as a people and not be, bipartisan between ourselves as a group. And so, together as a group, Friday the 28th of February was an economic blackout, meaning don't buy anything that's not local. Somebody from, where you live owns the small business. And yeah, that's what it's about that. And so it started out with one day, February 28th, and then there were weeks that we will cut off a whole company. Amazon's one, Target's one, Walmart's one, and everybody just stop spending. Just say, hey. Anyway, so that's why I miss the other Labubus because they put them up that day. They put them up February 28th.
And I bought it because
I
I didn't
know.
know. I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention. I did not know. But I did get one. And so the roundup, okay, finish my weekend real quick. Yet today, Sunday, I did not go to church. Which I wasn't able to because we were meeting our friends in San Antonio at 11 o'clock in the morning, and there's no way I can be here and there, you know. So and I can listen to the sermon online, so I don't
Right.
listen fine, whatever. So I just listen and like, okay, got my church on. It was I get down to San Antonio. We meet our friends for lunch, and we had a fabulous time. My BFF and I have not been. Okay, so I have two really good friends, like long time friends.
Right.
Sharon, who she's 75 now, and then Craig. Now Craig is in his own category of friendship, guys. Craig is one of two people in my entire life that I've been friends with that I can bother and text and annoy at any time of day, including 2 a.m., and it's normal. Okay? So I used to be my other friend, his name was Ken, and he was the best man at our wedding. I met him in college. He was a very good friend of mine. He's no longer in life. I love him very much. Still love him. He was a cool friend of mine. He would call me at 2 a.m. saying, "Hey, Jackie, I had too much to drink. Will you come pick me up at the club?" And I'm like, "Yep, I'll come pick you up at the club." We were
Yeah.
those friends, and Craig is right there, right there. He is right there. If we were in that life together at the same time, he would be the, I need help at 2 in the morning. It's like, and
Yes.
he would be the guy I call,
I
right?
have one
So,
friend that I would go pick up
yeah,
if she was down at
yeah,
33rd or something. Oh, that's the police
yeah.
department in Orlando. Anyway, so I, of course, put the Labubu in my cart and then just said, hope it's there tomorrow because I'm not buying it today. It wasn't. It had been pulled back out of my cart. However, they did have. So which one did you get, Jackie?
I'll show you. I did. Did I actually film an unboxing? I might have.
They did still have the
You
purple one, but I don't like its dress, so I am going to try to undress it. I don't know if it's glued on. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. His
so
pants
I
are
made this.
his
Yeah, so the
pants are
pants.
hilarious. I love them.
Yeah, the pants went with a t-shirt, a sweater, but I left the sweater on the other little boo boo, and I put pants on this one. So this one I got. Wait a minute. Okay, this one came from Kim from La Vida with Kim. She sent me a Labubu, and this one
Excellent.
came from Amazon. So this is what I wanted to show you guys.
Well,
I
they're
saw somebody
different.
take a Twilly. Yeah, this is the sea salt and caramel,
Uh-huh.
and this
Oh,
is
I see. Oh, it's blue.
wait a minute, this
Okay.
one's the coconut. I can't remember. One's gray and one's blue, right?
Yeah.
So the blue one, this is the one I saw someone use a Twilly to dress up their Labubu, and I'm like, oh, I am so doing that. So this is my dressed up Labubu. In his cute
That's
little
such a good
twilly.
idea. That's such a
Yeah,
good idea because I want the purple Labubu. However, I don't need the gold lame dress.
I didn't like the
If I
dress. That's why I did get that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and but I have plenty of twillies that would look cool on it.
Yeah, right. So you can dress up. You can dress up the Labubu with your twillies, and it's like super bougie because people have always been putting these Labubus on their Hermes bags anyway. So now you put your
Right.
like
They can put them in an
$300
Hermes.
silk scarf.
Yeah, maybe Jess needs a suggestion. She can put some of her
Mhm.
twillies on her Labubus or
Ronnie,
whatever.
I want the brown secret too, and 100 plus is
Stop.
actually cheap. When I've seen those being sold for $300, just that one. I was thrilled just to get a Labubu at list price because I have paid $20 over list for everything I have. Actually, more than that, $25 over list for getting the ones I've all of them except for two. You
I didn't pay over 40. It was under 40 both
yeah,
times. No,
45
this
is
one,
what I
this
paid.
one, this one is a little more expensive.
But that one's 40 list price. That's what it costs
Yeah.
normally. But the have a seat and the macaroons are 22.50 or something. Um, Ronnie says, "I know I paid mostly resellers prices for one." Yes, that's me too. I played all the ones I've had, and I've had a lot. Although I've gifted them away mostly because they're so
Oh
hard
my
to
God,
get
she's
now.
stuck in here.
Um, so I've given away three, and all three of those I paid like 45 per, and they're only 22.50 each, and that's what's like, But I'm okay paying the 45 because honestly, it's like I don't live near Pop Mart. I can't.
Oh, I
The nearest
know.
Pop Mart to me is 4 hours drive, 4 hour drive. So it's not as if I can just go to the store, you know?
I haven't even tried to look up a Pop Mart near me. I know
Yeah.
it would be.
And
There's probably one in Orlando or Miami.
Ronnie says hers is naked. They're cuter that way. I like them both ways. I like them naked. I like them dressed up. You know,
They
I do love
taped the
Jellycat.
card in.
So today when we went to go meet my friend, she gave me my birthday gift and Christmas gift because we haven't seen each other since before December. I gave her gift already. So I saw her like end of November. Uh, before Christmas, like, and I told her, like, look, I'm not going to get to see you because this is when his mom was going through the medical stuff. So I said, let me come up here, and I gave her Christmas gift, and I gave her the black Marcy bag from Ralph Lauren. She loves it with the smooth leather one with the red interior, guys. Gorgeous bag. That is Sharon, my BFF, and Craig have the both of the same bag mo. So they want a big ass bag, both of them, and So I knew. Okay, and I've given her many a bag, many bags, all the wrong sizes. And when I met, because I thought a big bag for me was like a medium bag. No, 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 no. She wants Craig size bags. So that Marcy
Okay.
tote is the perfect. She carries everything in the kitchen sink in her bag, right? So anyway, she loved that bag. But let me show you what she gave me for Christmas. This is my very first drum roll, please. Princess bag.
Oh, look at that.
So you have
Dopey.
Queen.
I don't remember who Dopey's standing on.
Oh, I forgot which one. What's it? I can't remember either. It's been a long time since
I know.
I've seen
I haven't seen that
the
in
original cartoon.
forever.
And I'm actually considering putting rhinestones on her dress, but I want to get the right size. I need the 2 millimeter
Right.
um, rhinestones to make this one work the best. So I think I'm gonna do that. But I think this bag is super cute. Now this is completely made out of plastic. This is a lounge bag. You know,
Right.
not there's nothing.
I love their bags, but I I just
They
don't
hold
want
the
the
secret.
plastic
They are
bags.
here for a short time, not a long time. Okay, they're temporary things of joy. But that's why I don't buy them. But now that makes 5 novelty bags in my collection. I need to stop. And she
Right.
also gave me this, which is a Tervis.
Oh, that's
Sleeping Beauty,
cute.
and this is one of the most or Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. Snow White is my favorite princess, as in she's the first princess. And Snow White is not really a damsel in distress. She's trying to make herself um she runs away from the hunter. She's trying to save herself, and oh, you can take off the clothes. Are we gonna have a naked Labubu?
There's a
Um,
snap.
yep. So my favorite princess movie is gonna be Cinderella because I grew up watching that one. But my favorite um I guess I don't really have an actual favorite princess as a heroine other than maybe Mulan because she was Asian and I'm Asian and she's
There you
kick-ass
go.
princess. And like Tangled because Tangled she's also a kick-ass princess. She's like, I don't need you. The horse is the funniest person. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Much better. But it has
That is
gold, so
much
you need to
better.
get a Twilly. Get a Twilly with some gold in it. That'd be so pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, now I might have to buy one of those, but not right now. James might kill me. Uh, there's a basically I was sitting there at lunch talking to the ladies and Jennifer's showing me all this stuff and we're talking about our 2 a.m. shopping problem and my husband is sitting there right to my right or my left and he's quietly panicking. And I said and my friends were like, oh my gosh. It's like I said, guys, you don't understand. He's quietly panicking over here as we talk about our 2 a.m. We spent $100 on a dress purchase.
Ooh.
Oh, and I got my hair cut. It's obvious
Yes.
because there's no hair, and I feel so much better, y'all. I
So
struggled.
I want to
Whew.
ask Aaron a question. So, Aaron, which Jellycat did you get?
Mm. Mm-hmm. Dawn says she has a Jellycat vending machine. Oh my gosh, that's so cool! I didn't know those existed.
Oh,
So I moved some of my perfume around today. That was my big um hey Apple Blonde, that was my big accomplishment for the day was that I moved my perfume around and I'm just doing small things. I'm trying to get my house. So James and I have talked about how to redo our house. Oh, Dawn says a Pop Mart vending machine near
yeah, that's
you.
what I thought she was talking about, actually.
I didn't know those existed either. Oh my gosh, I feel so culturally inept. Why don't we have these cool things where I live? Like,
Because we don't live in the Northeast
I was going to talk
or
about something I
California.
watched on let me see if I can find it in my history because I was watching Jacob today, but I was also watching what was that video Winnie just put out? Oh, God. I don't follow Kanisha anymore, but she put out a video. She's going through a divorce and I just
Who is that?
video
Kanisha?
Kanisha. Yeah, I don't watch her.
Okay.
I don't connect. She did a commentary about if you buy mm, just buy the real thing, don't buy
Oh,
basically I didn't like the what she said. Okay, whatever.
okay.
So I moved on, but she's getting a divorce and that was pretty like ouch. But I'm not sure how I feel about I'm all up there for telling people what's happening in your life and I tell y'all everything. Um well, I have sympathy for this, because it's a difficult thing to go through. I
Mm-hmm.
have a hard time with how she announced it. I'm just moving.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying about that drama. But the other thing I was watching was what was it, Winnie? What was Winnie's last video? Um, she got something runway something, but not what we wanted. I have to go. Let me go look in my feed. I have watched a
yes.
lot of stuff apparently. FOMO got me. Nope, that was not the one. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. Where is
Yeah,
the
she
one I
got some stuff.
watched? the runaway coach. What did she got the little teddy bear, but there was something else in there I was going to talk about, and I can't remember now. I totally blanked. Dang it! Cherries! Hello, Winnie. Yes, you got the cherries bag. Yes. Oh, yes, you got the cherries Soho bag. And when Winnie and Yota went live on Tuesday, Yota had said, I have a bag coming, and if you watch me, you know what it is. And I said, cherry. And Winnie said cherries, and then Yota was like, she was like surprised. She was the Hampton. Sorry,
Yeah.
the Hampton. She was surprised I knew. So then the next video that Yota put out, she got the I can't remember, the little boxy rectangular bag with long handles and the cherries print. That's what the one that Jesse Styles has.
The
That's
swing
the one
zip.
that Yota has.
The swing zip.
And then so now and Winnie has the Hampton, which I always get confused with Soho. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, let me share a photo with you.
Okay.
Saya just sent this to me. I found a Labubu vending machine. Oh my gosh. They do exist. Oh my god, if these were near me, I'd be broke. I mean, I'm already broke, but I would honestly literally buy one every time I walk by. I don't even do blind boxes, y'all. The only blind boxes I buy are the Labubu monsters. I buy blind boxes for my niece. I like to know what I purchased.
I kind
wanna
of do
know.
too, but the blind boxes are fun, especially if they're only $6 or $7 and you're getting like
Mhm.
the little hang tags from, whatever that I get at the comic book
Oh,
store.
so Dawn says that Kanisha made a video about the LV and the Coach cherries. I don't know because I don't watch Kanisha after she did that one video way back. It just happened to pop through my feed, and I'm like, oh, she's been for the last 2 years. Apparently, she's been going through a separation process with her spouse, which kind of explains some of her like upsetness in some of her videos that I've noticed. So I can give her a lot of leeway. We don't have to be friends. She doesn't know me. I don't know her. So it's like I've never met her in person. It's fine. Um, so Kate, it was because she did that. She helped Saya buy stuff on Canal Street, negotiated and haggled, helped
I
her
remember
buy some
this
sus
story. Yeah.
items.
Yeah.
And then she did a
And
video
then did a
complaining about
video.
how
Yeah.
people buying sus stuff. That's what did it. I'm like, okay, we're done.
Well,
We're done.
yeah.
I don't
Some
need this
people
in my
have
life.
a
Yeah,
persona, that
yeah,
they want to put
yeah.
out there. Yeah.
So Katie says the Pop Mart store sells huge figurines for $300 to $1,800. Yes,
Yeah,
I've
they
seen
do
those
they
too.
do online too. Um
Oh,
so
and Dawn says, see, Dawn has met Kanisha, so Dawn does know. She's a YouTuber that other people
um
have met, right? So
yes.
Dawn has met Kanisha. So Dawn said, because she was there, they were there, they were on that New York trip together. When Saya was there, Winnie was there, Dawn was there. I'm missing somebody else. Um, Ed was there. They were all there, and then they met her, they saw her buying actively helping them and like let's go to Canal Street, and then she did a video pretty much saying
Not to do that.
not just not to do that, that it's what was the word she used, something like it was very I okay,
Hi,
so
Marilla.
when it comes to intention, I believe her intention was good, but it came across as super judgmental and
Uh
very contrary to her in real life actions, like
Dawn says that she
hypocritical.
doesn't believe that
Yeah.
Kanisha means to come off that way.
No, I did think she meant to come off that way, but she did. And even her apology video was an apology video. So I
Oh,
just
okay.
stopped watching. But now that I know she's been going through this separation issue for the last 2 years, it makes more sense.
It makes more sense to be like, whatever,
Yeah.
people. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's all cranky. She's going through stuff in her life, right? But am I going to watch her content? No. Because I watched her, but I was never really a huge consumer. She buys a lot of luxury. Y'all know I'm luxury light. I have some luxury parading around my house, but most of it is not luxury. And most
Right.
of it is contemporary, everyday, going to the store bags. I do have a bag I want to show you guys. I did a video on I had some fun um, playing with AI. Now, I don't do AI searches and I don't do AI like
I know
generate
what you
images,
did. I could tell because I
but
was doing the same
in
thing.
yeah, in StreamYard, which is the software we're filming through, it has
Shh.
a thing like AI generated shorts and clips. So it went through the
You don't
live,
need to tell anybody that.
but it was fun. It was so
I
much
know.
fun because it made me laugh. It spit out like different short segments based on just filtering through the transcripts, right, and figuring out just by context and it was so hilarious. I published only two shorts from that. One was about the dentist, which I thought was hilarious. And because it seems so serious and it so wasn't. The AI actually generated the title too. I didn't change a thing. I just said
Yeah.
public.
The AI generates the titles. That's why my
It was
titles are so
so
they're so weird on
it
my
was
shorts. And I'm like, I'm just
yeah.
using them. I
And
think
then
they're funny. And
and then
sometimes the
the one
title, like,
short,
what? You watch it and
yeah.
it's like, that's what?
And then one of the
Oh, but
shorts
it's
that
just
actually
funny.
looks like it
You can
did
tell that
editing, like it.
you can tell they're AI though.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They're
totally, yeah.
glitching and
So,
popping around. I don't know. I find them
but
amusing.
I did make a short, an actual. I think was it an actual short? I don't know if I remember if it's a short or a video, but this should be coming out. At some either it's already out or going to be coming out. I don't know. This is a bag called I found this on goodwill.com and I was just it's a hobo bag and it's blue, y'all. And nobody is shocked, y'all. Nobody. So this bag is by
No.
a brand called Junior Drake. I have no clue who Junior Drake is. I went and Googled it. I went and looked her up the website. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it really is like a $400 bag. And I spent $25 for it. There's this interior like pop icon in there. And I don't know who Junior Drake is. I still don't, even after going to her website. And yeah, they're expensive bags, but I was like, this is a cute bag. Well, I use this bag because I love the way
I
it looks
like it.
yesterday. I hate it.
Oh no.
It hates my shoulders. It's like, why can't you like me
Oh.
back? Why can't
Now
you like me?
remember, we talked
Yeah,
about making a shelf where we put things like that
I know, I know.
so that
I'm gonna
you
give it another go. It's gonna get one more go. I only had one. We only had one trial. We're gonna have to do. I
okay.
think if I wrap this with a different, because this is a mock embossed um, lizard texture, it's a little
Yeah.
bit more. So I think that's and it. I was just wearing a T-shirt yesterday, so maybe if I wrap this with a piece of microfiber that will get grip my clothes better, it might work. But it needs another. It needs. It needs one more chance before it hits the. You don't pass the keep. You're not. We don't keep you.
I have a list of videos to make. As you can see, I have completely flipped my room around today. This is where
I'll be
my
right back.
bags usually sit, but I've cleared most of them out because I'm not going to put bags up there that I'm not going to keep. So they are each going to get, if I'm going to keep it, I'm going to talk about it more in depth and then I'll earn a place up there because I need to clear out some bags. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But remember, I was going to do a video on comparing the Coach Large Rowan, I have the denim, to the Speedy 25, 30, and 35. Yeah. So
Bags are ready to go.
they're sitting here next to me. So I'm going to push the microphone up. So here we have the Coach Rowan. And I may stand there. So we don't need my head at this. Here's the Coach Rowan. And I think I'm going to make you a little bit smaller, Jackie. Just that didn't work.
The other one. There's another one. Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I
there's
know
another
there's
one for
another
that
one.
too.
Look at these.
That's weird.
Ah,
Yeah, that's fine. Just do that. Show you.
there we go. Well, that doesn't really help. I think I'm just. We know not what we are doing. It's making us even because there's only two of us. That's why. Anyway, we'll just go back to this. Who cares? All right, so here's the coach rowing. If I can get him back, I'm going to move my chair because it's going up against the back of my legs. Really, I am. Why is it? All right. Okay, so let's hold it up next to the 25. I think Kim did this. So there's the 25. We're just going to do size comparison. There's the 25. Thank you, Jackie. Let's do the bottom. The bottom's always a big telltale.
It doesn't seem that big of a difference, but in real life, it actually is.
That's the 25.
I don't like the 25. I like the 30 better.
This is the 30.
Yeah.
So it is a 30. No, it's just a hair bigger. Still a hair bigger. Now, I don't use an organizer or a keeper in my 35. So, let's see. There's nothing in it, so I'm going to have to hold it. I do my 35 differently. I only carry it on a shoulder strap. I would never cross-body it. It's too damn big. And it's smaller than a 35. But only slightly. Yeah. So it's right in between the two.
It's like the perfect size.
It is. And another thing, I haven't put the strap on this, but I have noticed by watching other people's videos that the strap is not cool. You can't make it a shoulder pad.
No, because it's asymmetrical. It's not as nice as the Speedy in that regard.
Right. So I'm gonna have to but it's nice that it has feet. So I'm gonna have to either punch a hole in it so that I can turn it into a shoulder carry, or get rid of it. But I think I'll just...
Wait, get rid of what?
Well, I have to be able to put that on my shoulder sometimes. So I think I'm going to have to... Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to mess around with the strap or use a different strap on it.
I would try using a different strap first before you do that, just to see. But no, I think I think modifying your bags to make them work for you is exactly what you should do.
Yeah, and I'm going to start...
Why have them?
Every little problem that I have with a bag is either going to be fixed or it's gone. And
so this is tomorrow's bag.
Oh, that's cute.
As I said, modify your bags to make them work for you.
Yeah. Now, I don't have the azure anymore, but now I have a denim, which is blue, which is azure. So it kind of scratches that edge. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, Ed. Hi, Yoshia.
Oh, Yoshia, look. Hello. I watched a couple videos today with Dee Dee. She got I knew there was something I forgot, and bringing up Dee Dee jogged my memory because I have a subscriber who asked me, Jackie, can you please show me that bag you bought at Disney? This is the lug bag. This is the bag. So this is the Disney Cruise emblem. I bought this Mickey Mouse pin at the World of Coke, and this is the lug. So this item is a phone, kind of like a phone thing that you can put your tech in, like this. Now, it's not waterproof, obviously, but this is something, if you're on a cruise, you can just throw your phone in here. And this has a little strap here, but it also has these two items here that you put this strap.
Oh, yeah.
And this strap, I think, is beautiful. This is the best strap ever. Because but I didn't realize it was long waist, because when I wear these chest bags, I thought it would go this way. I didn't realize there wasn't another loop, a third loop over here.
Right.
So I haven't quite used this yet, but it has a interior setup, but it's called a lug peekaboo. So this is the peekaboo part. So you can throw your tech case in there. This is very cool. So I really like this, and
Delene
it's expensive,
Delene
y'all.
says it's a cool cell phone protector.
Yes, yes. Oh, and Delina, there was something I was going to tell you. I was watching your live with Dee Dee, and okay, so even though you're also live, so Yoshia Lux and uh, Laura La Camachica and Dee Dee Bean all do the Tres Amigas, and the videos that are on Yoshia's page and um, Laura's page aren't doing as well. Okay, I think Delene, you need to to be the main speaker and host your own lives and rotate them on your channels. Lives are a different vibe than in person. Um, and I think it was actually very successful. Like normally, Jolie and I would have go live on Thursdays, but I think we scrapped that. Did we change that?
I think we're going to scrap it for a while.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
reason being is people don't, on my channel, they don't like watching plants, animals, and planners. So I have a new channel for all that stuff that I'm migrating over, and I will make separate videos for those.
And we might be going live then on that channel, probably.
I'll probably will go live on that channel. Yeah. I would like to do
I can
one,
talk
but
plant.
but I only really want it for starters. I'm just going to do it once a month for the monthly setup. Have
Yeah.
fun, Winnie, even though you're at a memorial. Love you. Take care. Is she still at the memorial? I think she is.
I don't know. So this was another bag I had. I've had this bag since before YouTube. Uh and it's just been in this was supposed to have gone to my friend's house like 4 years ago, and I
Oh,
just found it in my bedroom.
okay.
Uh and this is one of the original bags I showed. In one of my very first videos, I did the video with Dawn Loves Couture, and it was Dooney Then and Now is what it's called. This is one of the Dooney bags that I took to a leather worker and have them shorten the strap, and then I had them add a this is a suede pad
Oh, okay.
compared to this. So the suede pad, and the stitching's not great because they don't it's
Yeah.
they don't use the same holes that went over. I need to do some cleanup on this thread, and they don't do edge painting, but I didn't care. So they shortened the strap for me. This is a crossbody. They shortened the strap. They put on a suede pad. Now I think it cost me $60 or $50 to do this, to get this strap shortened and add this added. But because I did this bag will stay on my shoulder, which is perfect. This is one of my very first Dooney equestrian size style, made in the United States bags, and I love this bag, and I couldn't find it. I have not found it since I had done that video, because I threw it in somewhere in my room with this bag, and now I found it. Um,
See, like
and then
Marilla.
this is
Keith, if there are bags. Yeah,
you do
I'm
keep there.
taking all that. The name of the other channel, do not feel compelled to subscribe because a lot of people here aren't interested in it. But it's called Scribbles and Soil. And it's about my habitat, is what I'm calling it. Anyway.
Yes, Ronnie, they can do that to the hobo I just bought. I can actually do that to the hobo I just bought. Now that bag, I had them sew it on. The hobo I just bought, I think I can glue on a pad to do that. We'll do the same, because this is the bag I bought that I just, oh, okay. The other bag that I just bought, that's falling off my shoulder, I can do that too. I can do that too. This is another one that's falling off my shoulder because of this texture. I'm making mine shorter instead of it being so long. I'm subscribed. Oh, okay.
Oh,
For her Trace Amigas videos. Yeah. Um. Oh, and guys, Yoshia Deline, she was the one who opened her very first Pop Mart item ever and got the secret, y'all. She
that's
has
her. What
Momo.
luck.
I know. It's like when I watched her video, I was like,
Yeah, but when you opened that mustard bag and then you read the tag inside, talk about luck again. It's
"Well,
like,
that's going to your house. It's at my feet. It's literally going to your house."
Jackie, you don't have to give me your bag if you don't
I
want
can.
to.
I absolutely can.
What's the
I
stuff called? I need that.
I
Bags fall
feel
off
I
my shoulder.
feel like I find yellow bags for other people. I found one for Craig. I found one for my mother. I found one for you. I just ordered one. Shh, don't tell James. And I'm pretty sure when my mother sees it, she'll take that one too. But that's
Well,
okay.
mustard is a great
I'm.
color. It just really is.
It is hard. Okay, Jennifer's like, what mustard bag? Okay, so what? I opened this. I opened this on. Was it your live? I don't
I
know where
don't
I opened this,
remember.
but when I opened this, and it was maybe my life, she saw this, and this bag is a sample bag. Now, this is called the version of this that went into production is called the Olivia Satchel, right? So they have a few of these. Please don't tell James. So this is a beautiful bag. This is the same size as a 30. And it has a back pocket or side pocket here, and it's just really awesome. We both would rather have the roll handles, but because it has this
Yes.
type of handle, it's actually very light. It's actually a very easy bag to carry. So when I open this bag and inside there's a label that says sample not for resale, Jolie was like,
Ah,
she has
well,
the green one.
yeah, at least they're sewn on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the old leather, Keith. It's the
Mhm.
one like the green one, which is over there. My bags are lining the walls and
Mhm.
going in the closet, and they're not coming back out until they've earned a place on my shelf. They're all being punished.
Yes.
It's
For
not their
inclusion.
fault, though. It's not their fault.
Yeah, that color's beautiful, and it's called if I'm finding the right color, it's called dandelion. So anyway,
Oh, that's
when
perfect.
Jolie saw it, she was just like, the same thing happened. The same thing happened when Craig saw the other one that I mailed to him too, and he was like, "Jackie, you don't have to give me." Here's the thing, guys. I am easier for me to let go of something brand new that's only just visited my house like for a minute. I can let go of those all day long. It's the ones that I've had here for a long time that I'm like, my precious, my babies, they can't leave. You've been here too long. I have bags in my house for 20 years that I have not carried in a good 10, and I still can't let them go.
Well, I don't go to parties anymore, hardly ever, maybe once a year. Halloween, of course. And I have bags that I haven't carried for years that, but they're not worth anything, but I like them. I
Mhm.
like them because they're fantastic quality. They're all made by the same brand. One thing that I should give you is my navy blue uh, Paloma Picasso crossbody.
Yeah, take it. I don't discriminate. I love all bags.
I have the same
So
one in black. So,
my sister showed me today. She went thrifting. She's a huge in-person thrifter. She loves the hunt in person. I do the hunt online. She does the hunt in person. And she showed me a sweater today, and I looked at her like, that is stunning. Now, is it stunning because of its uniqueness? No. It is a classic knitted cable knit front. The sleeves are stunning. Cotton made in the United States. And just because it said made in the United States, Jenny bought the dang thing. She's
right.
like, we rescue sweaters from the 80s. We seriously do. Jennifer has
Yes.
like the radar for if it's a sweater made in the 80s of a natural fiber. She will find it and
Yeah.
she will
Oh,
rescue it.
that's awesome. That is really awesome.
My
I'm
jaw
gonna
dropped.
I'm gonna answer Keith's question in a minute, but do you remember this? Look for the union label when you were buying a coat, hat, or blouse. It was the unions trying to save manufacturing from going to China when we were teenagers. Anyway, I know Jackie mentioned she's not into SLGs. Jolie, what about you? Do you like SLGs? Yes, Keith, I do like SLGs. I have way too many SLGs. However, of course, I don't have the exact SLGs that I want.
Wait a minute. What are you on the hunt for? I must
I'm
know
not
now.
on the hunt because I want over $800 even used. Um,
What
I
SLG is this?
have a turquoise Chanel card holder. Well, not the flat one, but
Yeah,
the
it's
one with the flap,
gorgeous.
the little
Yeah,
wallet.
I love it.
Well,
Did you put a crystal on that?
no, that's the small O case. Anyway,
Mm.
that's a different one. I had a turquoise thing going on for a while, and then for a long time I was carrying mainly Louis and mainly dark inside bags. So I wanted all my SLGs to have a bunch of color. So, but the color I kept getting was turquoise, greenish turquoise, colors like that. And I do have a navy blue, but it's a long wallet. That's by LV. But of course, the wallet that I want, because now I know I just want a zippy. Now I do have a zippy coin wallet, so that is the one that I end up using the most because it's the right size, but it could be a little bit smaller, right? Because the perfect one would be the Chanel zip wallet, you know, with the pocket on the back, so that you could put your regular used card in there. Yes, that would be the one that I want. Ooh, ooh,
The
ooh.
other thing I watched not the other day, and so not recently, I watched James Jam. She bought a wallet made from what's the name of that company? The book something where they have you so there's two different companies. So I found the other sister brand to it.
Oh,
I
oh,
don't
oh,
want to
oh, oh,
say
oh,
the
oh, oh, oh.
affiliation.
We had
Yeah.
over the summer, we had a big conversation about this. It was after I came back from England. It was in our chats, and everybody was looking at totes where you could get your names put on them. You could either
Yep.
get a polyfufu or you could get it in leather. And they
Leather.
had things like Jane Austen on them. And yeah, that looked like
Well,
where is that where she got it
Jane
from?
got one. Yeah. She
Uh,
got a wallet. It's in one of the videos. Well, I think her last video,
yeah, I watched
it's
it.
in there, and it's a really cool wallet. She had her name put on it, and I was like, "Oh, I need one." And I think Winnie bought one from the other company I found, and it's still not here. But the one that James got, it showed up pretty fast, faster than, because she actually went to like the Better Business Bureau or whatever. So she looked up the company. Okay, so anyway, that was so cool. But I actually do have a bag coming. James doesn't know about it either, but that's okay. He knows me. He knows me. He will not be shocked, surprised, or even disappointed. He will be like, "Well, that's what I expected." Anyhow, you know how the Dior book tote, the one with all of the controversy that in
Yes.
Italy, well, it's been resolved
$59
apparently.
to make the damn thing.
Well, that's probably contractually correct.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's probably how much it actually does cost to make. But so I ordered a book tote like that in that type of print, but you can have your own name put on it, and nowhere does it say Christian Dior. It's just in
But it
that
looks
pretty
the same.
toile. Yeah. It's just a book tote. So I have one coming that says Jack's Bag Attack.
Oh, that's
So
so
I'm
cool.
really looking forward to getting that. I hope it will be my next computer bag because I think that's cool. I'm looking really forward to that.
I think that's really cool. I can't wait to see it. I think that I have a black tote.
Mhm.
And I think that I'll put my channel name on a new one. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Longchamps, where you can order your own bag, pick all your own
Mhm.
glazing and everything. And it is
You
the
can do
Dylon.
that?
But that, yes, I have one. I took it to London with
Wow.
me. To answer your question, Keith, I had the MM. I bought it at Louis. Um, I have the M&M. It's the one that had the snap. It was in monogram, and it had the snap of closure. And I kept scratching my lenses on that damn snap, so I sold it. I couldn't stand that thing. Anyway,
I don't know if I know what literary quote she had because I was too busy looking at the website she got it from.
she just picked one of her favorite literary quotes. I don't remember it. It's something that she would remember.
And if I hadn't already had purchased this other book tote that's coming, I would have bought one of those art pieces because I think they're so cool. So what I think it is that the body of the book tote is a silk screen process. It's not. I don't think that's leather. I think when they say leather, they're talking about the trim and the handles. But I think the imagery is a different process. I don't think that's. I don't think that's on leather, but I don't know if it could be. I just don't know how they could charge that little for something if it was. Um,
Keith, I just so happens that I was going through and taking pictures of my purchases from Louis. And this is my sunglass case MM. There's the picture. And I'm going to scoot it over and make big the price of back when I bought it. I don't know how much it is today. That's the price. That's how much I paid for it.
for the eyeglasses.
Sunglass case.
Mm.
I don't know how much they're going for now. Let's see. What other ones did I do? The key holder that I showed in my last video. Why is that? Oh, it's photo
Trying to find the
selected.
ad.
Photo
Oh,
selected.
you guys, last time I talked to you guys, I said I found a bag that if I see that ad again, I'll take a photo of it. Well, I did, and I took a photo of it. So let me share with you. I really want to buy this bag. Not anytime soon. James will have a fit. It's a company called Mad Bag, MADBAG. And this
Okay.
is the bag it is. It's a zipper top,
Oh yeah, you sent me
40,
that.
size 40. I love this freaking bag. It's $400. I think it's awesome. It's leather, made in Italy. It has the vibe of a Birkin, but it's not because it's I think there's a flat pocket here, but it's actually just a zipper bag and with a strap. With a strap. Like this could be a functional computer work bag. It really is cool. But it's in the size 40, which is what I want. I want a Birkin 40, which nobody makes a dupe of. This is a 40. It's called the Soft Birk Mad Birkimad, Birkimad. So they know what they're doing. They realize it's an inspired version of. But I think this bag is so cool. And every time I see the ad, I'm like, I need that bag. But it's $400. Which you're like, Jackie, you spend $400 on bags all the time. Yes. Oh, that's a cool
Okay,
wallet.
it's my 6-ring key holder. Um, Back when I ordered it, and it has my initials in it, which I don't think I show. My hands always seems to be over the initials. Next time I have it sitting next to me, I'll show you. But and I how much are the 6 rings today? That's how much it was when I bought it.
Oh, wow. Those are a lot more now. Do they still make those, right? The 6 rings?
I'm pretty sure.
So I'm going to show you guys I went to the website and then I'm going to show you why I like this bag so much. Look at the proportions. Now, sometimes
Oh,
you
that's
can't tell
nice.
because the models are tiny, but this is like a regular size model. Well, still tiny, but this is a 40. So 40 is like 16 inches across. So this actually would fit most people's laptops and computer equipment. And this is how the um, inside looks. So it does have the flap. So okay, so the flap closes like a regular Birkin. The back side is a
Has a
zip
zipper.
pocket.
That's cool.
So that is cool. Um, I thought this bag is so neat, and it shows it with a 13, 14, 15-inch laptop. And my laptop is right at 13 inches. This would be awesome. Like awesome.
Well,
Um,
hell, that's like my Bally, which is now on the
yeah.
bed that you slept on because some of my bags are on that bed too. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I was pulling bags out and I'm just like, and the reason that I'm cleaning my room this week is because Matt's out of town. And in order to move my furniture, I had to take all the boxes and rolling drawers and stuff out because there wasn't enough room to turn my big table and stuff. So, and he hates it when I do that. So now everything's out there and I got to put it all back in.
He's a minimalist. He's a minimalist, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Christiana, I just sent you a link. Let me know because I think that's literally going to be
Hi,
because of
Grace.
the strap. Because of the strap, I think that's a total game changer. Because
Yeah,
that will fit my laptop in. Well, right now my laptop's in the tote bag, the medium tote bag by Marc Jacobs, and it honestly needs the large size, but it fits because it's canvas. It squishes enough that by winging it out and flattening it up a little bit, it fits
right.
in there barely. Um, but it's an easier bag. I actually use. I'm bad at this. I use a shoulder bag, um, and I have jacked up shoulders, but that's still my
So do
preference.
I.
James James uses a roller bag with uh and he uses that to move his stuff, and he's very comfortable using the little luggage suitcase type of thing, but I've never been comfortable using those because when I went to college, um the floor was a pebbled aggregate for concrete, and
Yeah,
then the floors inside of the buildings were a tile. So when you
right.
have those roller cases, it's like it
Yeah,
drives me nuts. So I never could use them. So in high school, of course, you can't use that type of bag. They didn't have rolling cases. And then I didn't need a laptop because y'all, dinosaur age. We used desktops when I was in high school. Laptops are obscenely expensive when I was in high
right,
school. Now in college, they came a little bit cheaper, but still, college justified getting a laptop. And
right.
I use the computer lab at the university to use their desktops and brought a floppy disk. That is the dinosaur age I come from.
Floppy disk.
A
Anyway,
floppy disk.
I went back to college later, so I got to go back, but everybody was using Apple.
Hmm.
Everybody was using MacBooks and I was still my rowdy self.
Well,
So
they were really pushing.
I had to be on Windows. I couldn't, you
But
know.
here's the secret, guys. When in college they push all the Apple products. They're like Apple, Apple, Apple. In the corporate world in America, it's Microsoft, Microsoft, Microsoft. So do not handicap yourself with only Apple. Because I have a couple coworkers who are younger and they're like, Apple's the best. Like, yes, it is, but you need to now use Word and you have to use PowerPoint, and we use Microsoft Suites, and everything's kind of a little bit backwards from Apple. So people who are diehard Apple fans hate Windows. They're like,
Oh no,
you know?
I grew up on Windows, but also it's you can bend your Windows to work and do things that you cannot do on
I
an
like when
Apple.
Jennifer and Don are talking about pen and paper. I
Pen and
have
paper.
written tests in the blue books by
Oh, the
hand.
blue
And
books.
you and guess what? Professors do not like reading students' handwriting. They
That's
would
true.
much rather have you type it.
But I still did blue books in school. And yeah, I don't think we could.
We did Scantrons, Blue Books, and but by the end of college, everything was typed at that point.
It
Even
was
the end of
starting to
high
get,
school.
yeah, it was starting to
Hmm.
get typed, and when I went back to take some psych, post nursing stuff, um, it was you could like
Keith,
email it. it's, that was new.
love it, Keith. Right, right, because they push it so much. Okay, I'm in geography, right? The other software that they push in college is Esri software, ESRI software, which is they give it to you for free when you're in college. You're like, it is for free. Get to use it. Use this awesome software. So everybody graduating from college has gone to GIS and taken a geography course, and GIS is the coolest thing ever. It's all on the same platform. And here's the problem: when you get into the real world and you're no longer a student
Oh,
and you're not just using it for a home license where you're not allowed to sell any information or produce anything that you can sell and make money off of a home license, that's part of the licensing agreement. When you start looking at how much these licensings actually cost, it is exorbitantly expensive. The amount of licensing you have to pay to run Esri software. Yeah, you can use the software, and when you're in college, they gave it to you for free, and it's great, and you love it. And now you're like, ha, you have to have a license now.
right.
And they do that like with CAD software, CAD Autodesk. And so I work state agency. We use Bentley products. Bentley is another drafting CAD software that isn't um, Autodesk, which is the one that everybody knows in college. If you've been in drafting ever, you've used Autodesk, you've used CAD. CAD is just a computer aided design. That's all that means. But everybody's used Autodesk, and when you go to the state, we're like, oh yeah, we use Bentley. We're like, what, who, what, MicroStation, what, MicroStation, Bentley, what the hell? We don't know what this is. Like, we've only used CAD through Autodesk, and what the hell are you talking about? We have to do design work on MicroStation Bentley. I had to learn. The first thing I did when I got out of college, and I learned everything on Esri and everything on AutoCAD, was go take another college course, continuing ed, to take a MicroStation
That's what
drafting
happens.
course.
Yeah.
Like, how to use the software?
Oh, and this is what's really fun about nursing. They decided everything had to be on EMRs, electronic medical records, but they screwed up because the people that run the country don't know enough about tech. So when they made the rules, like when Medicare made the rules, it didn't matter what software we were using. Well, you idiots, if it's all different software, it's not going to talk to each other. Because the whole intent was that it was more portable, but they can't talk to each other. So that means, what does
Right?
that mean? Every place that I work uses a different system.
Well, now they have Portal, which I'm not sure if your medical offices use that, but mine does.
They're
And
starting
it's
to
supposed,
migrate them now.
yeah,
Yes.
because the problem is, uh, pharmacy, insurance issues, and record keeping. So you have to, paper scripts still exist, okay, guys? But pharmacies are now networked, okay? They're not just individual little pharmacy. You can't just take your paper script to a separate pharmacy and take another paper script to a different pharmacy. They do talk to each other now, and it is they do take your license, and they do have a network where they're, because this is how this other problem that happened,
Yeah,
that we're
where
not talking about. But yeah, go
you
to
could,
different multiple scripts to
uh
different
huh.
pharmacies and take way above your prescribed dosage, guys. So they're trying to combat that, so everything's now electronic. So here's the problem: your prescription is no longer, it's
Good
out
night,
of date.
Don.
We need to get this renewed from your provider. So it goes to my provider, right? And they have to, their nurse practitioner, whomever, has to be the person who sends the refills to the pharmacy. And well, my nurse practitioner left the office. So the pharmacy sends it to the doctor's office. Doctor's office says, uh, you're no longer part of the system. And if not, I wasn't part of the system. The person who signed the paperwork for the refill is no longer in the system, and so they said, "Oh, we can't refill it because that's no longer your provider." I literally had to go to my doctor's office and say, "Hey, I've been there for 8 years, right? Like, can you please renew my prescription, please?" Because it's a local pharmacy, and luckily, I live in a small town where the pharmacist and my doctor's office know each other. Like
Yeah.
literally, when I go to my pharmacist, I talk to the pharmacist, not the tech. He's a really cool guy. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go to another pharmacy. No, I'm not taking my prescription anywhere. I will wait for you to get it because I prefer coming here to you because you are awesome and you talk to me. And so, anyway, that's just like unheard of. It's like in other places, big places where you're going to doctor's offices and pharmacies. And we actually used to go to CVS, Walgreens, those types of places. And we are like, no, we go to a small independent uh, group of pharmacists, but it's still not corporate because I get to talk to somebody who is like knows something.
I I need to find a small pharmacy, but but there isn't one. I do know
Mhm.
in Daytona we were at
You
CVS
live,
and what?
you live in the weirdest place ever. Like, okay, this is just Jackie's unbiased or maybe biased opinion. My opinion is I live in a small rural town where there's a lot of mom and pop, some big corporate
Uh-huh.
mom and pop restaurants and even small retailers like boutique kind of things, right? Now, granted, I live kind of near Austin, so I do have that vibe over here in the
Yeah,
small world.
where they want to keep arty stuff. Yeah, you
But
know.
where Jolie lives, there's not a single mom and pop restaurant.
It
Every
is awful.
corporate. It's all
Everything's corporate.
corporate. Everything is a national chain. Every single thing. And I'm like, you don't have a single diner. Like just a diner that's run by people who local. So that's one of the weird things because local ownership of businesses keeps money in the community.
Right.
Corporate ownership of businesses like um, big corporations, KFCs and McDonald's and whatever, that goes, it might have a local franchise, but most of those franchisees are not actually local. They might
No.
be local to the state, but they're not local to the area, really.
No.
So
And
I'm like, oh,
there are mom and pop restaurants. You just got to look for them. We've been to one that serves breakfast only, but that was up in Ocala.
hmm
And there is a small family owned Mexican restaurant. And that's where we were going to take you for dinner
hmm
until we opted that we didn't want to leave the house.
yeah, we ended up for pizza. Which was also a small restaurant. So there's like those are the
Yes.
three small restaurants in her town. Everything else is a national chain. I was shocked because in my town it's the opposite. There's maybe 4 or 5 national chains, and everything else is a small mom and pop. We have Garcia's and Mr. Taco and La Cantera because I live in Texas. There's a lot of Mexican restaurants, a lot of taquerias. We have a little place called Henry's, and these are all independently owned restaurants. Uh, in my local area. We have an O'Donnell's pub. We have like all these little cute little people who have built businesses here in our town and live in our town. So that was what was so shocking. When I went to go visit her, Jolie, because Jolie does not live in Orlando. She does not live in a big town, y'all. She lives in a small town. So when I went to her small town, I was expecting it to be like my small town. I was wrong. Her town is actually bigger than my town by a lot, but still it feels smaller. It
Yeah.
feels smaller. Like,
Well,
what
and
the heck?
all of the people around, not just right here off this road where Jackie notices there's a lot of trailers and stuff around here. Anyway,
Hey, I'd live there.
um, it's all big family farms with horses. This is a huge horse area. Ocala has a big event center that does horse things. It's new. It's got 4-star restaurant in there and 4 or 5 star, I don't know. And then it's also got one that's not quite like that. That's more of a bar and grill. We haven't been over there yet, but I'm like, we're doing this soon because I'm just
UPS.
slowly getting to know the area. So
Well, here's the thing. real estate in Texas is shifting some. The Economic Times. Hello, puppy. Are we coming to go to? I had a couple visitors come over. So the prices where I live, because I am not on the 35 corridor. You have to take another state, a couple other different state roads, but the 35 corridor in Texas is where everybody lives off of. It is packed, it is busy, it is lots of traffic. So when we look for a place to live, we says we will live anywhere that is not on 35. If I don't have to figure out how to get to Austin on 35, I will take any back road I can. So we did, and that we have. The problem is everybody else is moving where we are. I mean,
Yeah.
we've lived here for 8 years, and this place has been nothing but boom town because it is an old farming community. There's still farms and ranches. There's still grain silos. There's still those days are numbered. I'll be honest. Behind my house is a field of corn, and it goes from corn to sorghum it cycles through. And but all along where I live, they have huge, like 3 or 4 different housing developments have already gone up. And so the
There's
problem
one
with
going
where
up
I
across the
live,
street.
yeah, well, the one where I live right now, when they built the front of the neighborhood was built by one builder. This was happening in the '08 recession. So they started before the '08 happened. It killed the neighborhood. So that development stopped halfway through, not even fully done. And then years later, we bought our house in 2016. Another builder had come out to build out the back half of the neighborhood. This is the worst thing to do if you're trying to develop an area. Most developers want the whole piece of property. The road frontage is prime real estate. They want to have the fencing uniform. They want to have the bylaws the same. They want to have to put the clubhouse, everything in their HOA and everything. Now, when you have 2 different builders building out the same neighborhood, the first half of the neighborhood doesn't have different builder, no HOA. Second half HOA. And because we're on the back half of the neighborhood and not the frontage road, it affects the value, right? So it's going to be very hard for anybody to build on the even further behind us because it's still off the main road. So the main frontage road leading into a development is the most important real estate when you're looking for a
Right.
home. It's like, so when you're looking to buy a home, this is my suggestion. If you're buying suburbia, which is what a lot of us have, figure out your driving route. Look at the traffic patterns. Look at the
Yes.
lights and how many
Look for a
entrances,
back
how
way.
many exits are off your neighborhood and around your neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
The worst thing you can do to a neighborhood is find one that doesn't have a traffic light at the front of it, and second, doesn't have more than one way out. You need to have more than one way out and
Right.
one way to get there, right?
Right.
So when it comes to development, every time a new property development shows up, they'll buy the acreage. Part of at least in Texas, part of the development they have to do is design drainage and water retention because of the concrete problem when you take a field. And historically, people would just buy the property, divide it up, and not worry about drainage because they're like, that's down, the water will be caught downstream, no big deal. Well, as all these areas have become concrete cities, the water, there's not enough permeable surfaces. So now all developments have to build in retention and drainage areas. Because if y'all know,
Retention
Texas,
ponds. Yeah.
we flood, y'all, and
Yes.
we need to have more retention areas when we do have flash flooding. You can tell where my hobbies are, right?
Yeah.
You didn't
Well,
ask
yours
for
have
that
a lot to do with the land. And I
dissertation.
can tell you that both of Matt and I's homes that have been out in the country did have only one entrance and one exit, just like this does. Well,
Mhm.
but we can get out the other way with a truck. We could do the same thing out in Geneva. We would just have to cut across a piece of property.
Well, the
So,
first thing I said when we went to your property, when we were looking at her house where she was living, is like, is this a private street? Because You have to be careful when you buy property off private streets that all the homeowners own the property on that street. That means you have to do the maintenance on that road. Road
Right.
maintenance is no joke. If you have
Where
a dirt road or a culvert, no joke. It's very
it's
expensive to maintain.
it's paved, then it drops off. But where my property is, the road that surrounds it, and people have to drive around my
Yeah.
property to get back to their trailers and stuff. Where I live, the county maintains it. And
So county
but
roads.
Matt has to call them and say, you haven't graded the road in 6 months. So
hmm We know this because my husband, he lived off in county road land, county property actually,
mhm.
off dirt roads, like way off. I didn't even know America had dirt roads until I met James because I'd only been on paved roads. In Thailand, I had been on plenty of dirt roads. I knew dirt roads existed. I just didn't know they existed in America. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, where do you live now? We just drove down 5 miles of dirt road.
Well, my
Now,
folks are from
15.
Indiana. So
Yeah.
up there, it's all cornfields and gravel
Yeah.
roads.
hmm
Yeah.
Yes. She has an orchard, y'all. This is why she has a plant channel. There's grapes. She's planted grapes and an orchard and fruit trees and um have you planted your vegetable garden yet?
um, we have vegetables growing in sacks all around the place. But I eat out of the garden. Yeah, I do have a garden. It's just
Mhm.
not a centralized garden. It's
Yeah.
in sacks. They're big sack. They're cloth sacks. And the water permeates through. Hi, Lori. And anyway, yes, but right now, like tomorrow, I want to keep working on my room, getting things organized. I want to record. I got to record another video, but on the top of my priority list is my strawberries are coming in, and I need to go put the straw down. So we have some berries. So that's
Where
one of the things I
James
got to
grew
do.
up in Texas, he grew up in the biggest town next to him, which was 30 minutes away from where he lived, is called Poteet, Texas. Poteet, Texas is the strawberry capital of Texas, and every year there is a strawberry festival. It's one of the biggest festivals out there. People drive around from everywhere to go there. And I had actually
Yeah,
been to Poteet Strawberry Festival before I even knew James. And he probably was working there. His dad always drugged the kids out to do that for years and years and years in a booth. And he had friends that grew strawberries, and they are a far cry. A fresh grown strawberry is an entirely different thing than
it
what you
is
guys get at the grocery store from
way
normal.
better. Of course, but
Not even the same thing.
Florida has a strawberry festival, a sweet corn
hmm
festival. Well, Zellwood used to have a sweet corn festival. I don't know if they do it anymore. And there's a frog leg festival in Fellsmere. These are the ones that are kind of around here. I don't like frog legs. Ugh. Anyway, I like those
So
cupboards
these,
behind you. I need those. I need a better lighting setup. Um, I've had these behind. They just haven't been behind me for a while. But if you go back a few years, I've had these for many years. They've made it through two moves, even though they're IKEA Billy bookcases. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. They're Jackie.
so I
Your
have
pearls.
a lot of pearls. I have a lot of pearls. I have given away a ton of them to my mother. My father always used to buy me pearls. Pearls are my favorite semi-precious
I
gemstone,
love pearls
and
too.
they're my favorite. So these are opera length, and these are individually knotted. That's why these ones got to stay in my collection. The ones that weren't individually knotted, I gave away. Right to my mom. She has them. I think she wears them. I don't know. My mom has South Sea pearls, but she doesn't have any. She has a choker length South Sea pearls, but she didn't
I
really
have one
have
that
that many
long one.
freshwater pearls like I do. And I said, Mom, you and Dad bought these for me. Dad bought me all these pearls. So when she came the last time, I just gave her a whole bunch of them. I said, Mom, I will never wear all of these in my lifetime. And if you want them, take them. You and Dad bought them for me. And so she took them. My sister did offer hers. My sister's a hoarder, but So Jennifer is a when it comes to jewelry, she keeps all of it. I have sold a lot of my jewelry, gifted a lot of my jewelry, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that my twin has had a lot of jewelry stolen from her. So she's much more like my
It's
precious.
mine, my
Yeah.
precious.
Yeah. Yeah, you totally need the knots. But those were bought a lot of my pearls are bought from Ross and Simons, which is a catalog store from I think San Francisco, and then Gumps out of San Francisco. My father was a huge pearl or mail order catalog purchaser. You
Read that one.
know. Oh, Jolie, when you move, it gives an optical effect of the Labubus moving in the cabinet. See, they're playing around. Well, anyway, guys, I gotta go to work
Yeah, it's
tomorrow.
been an hour and
Yeah.
35 minutes.
Yeah,
And
you see the Jackie tired face.
we
Hmm?
don't get overtime for the extra 35 minutes.
There's no overtime.
I get nothing.
Hey,
I'm going to be
how are your
celebrating.
watch hours?
My watch hours are like 2,300 or something. Anyway, I've been on YouTube for 7 years. In July 11th, I will have been on YouTube 7 years. Anyway,
But you're on
everybody,
here more now than you ever have been. Like you
yeah.
might have been here for
Well, I
7
was
years,
working
but
full time, and I just,
yeah. There was that whole cancer part that was in the way.
it got in the
I
way.
mean, just that, big life changes. So now we're
Well,
here all the time.
I had a pandemic video up for about 2 or 3 days because of what they did. I quit my job because of what they did to us. So, and I was very serious in that video. Yeah. And I was in charge of, at that time, making sure that we had a stock of N95 masks. And when the big hospital came and took them all, and our bosses didn't hide them and just gave them to them, didn't even keep us a little supply during the pandemic, I said, oh, well, guess I won't be coming to work anymore.
Well, okay, so during the pandemic times when supplies were really low on everything, giving blood for my regular blood work, they ran out of butterfly needles. And as in, they have to keep the butterfly needles for babies because that's the only thing they can use. They couldn't even, and the big needles that they use for normally blood draw, my veins roll and they're deep, so it is impossible. I mean, I've
Right.
had impossible to get a center line, any type of blood out of me. I don't care how good a phlebotomist you are. I am a problem child. So actually just getting a draw for a sample is easy just to get out my hands because you don't need that much volume.
That hurts
You just
like
need
hell.
Yeah, I'm so used to it. I like whatever, just get the blood out of my hand, it's fine. But to get a large volume, like if you donate a whole pint, you have to go to a larger vein.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, they didn't have, and I was talking to the phlebotomist, and they're like, "We don't have supplies." I'm like, "Well, what?" It's like,
Whatever
"Oh,
we
what?"
did have, they took to the hospitals, and
Mhm.
Trump's kept saying those are our supplies, and yeah, they took them all back. And then the other thing was everything's made in China, so we couldn't get it. We couldn't replace it. It was like, yeah, it wasn't a good thing.
It's the weirdest word ever, phlebotomist. Like, who came up with this word?
Phlebotomy. Yeah.
Mhm. It is an art. It truly is an art. Like doctors, you don't actually want a doctor to give
No,
you a
you
draw.
do not.
You
And you
never
don't
do.
want and
them.
you don't
Mm-mm,
want some nurses doing it either because they've worked in the
mm-mm,
OR the whole time and never
mhm.
have to draw blood. But an anesthesiologist or a nurse anesthetist, they will tap you fast. Yeah,
At every
they're
time I
good.
give blood, like if you donate blood at a blood bank, and the blood bank needles are like ginormous compared to regular other needles,
Right.
right? Because I said, and I'll tell them, I am a hard stick. My veins roll and they're deep, and you will feel them. Do not be tender, just go for it. Their
Yeah.
first instinct is normally always right, but they're always so tentative because they don't want to blow a vein, right? Because then
Right.
you'll get bruising and pooling, and they don't want to. They're trying to be, but I have because I have stretch marks. You can see them, and I'm overweight. So these stretch marks can fool you if you're a young technician. So when they're feeling for the bounce effect of the blood in your veins, and they're feeling for it, and they can feel it. And I'll tell them it's deep. They roll, and
Right.
50-50 chance. Even with the most experienced phlebotomist, and I go to the donation center. I don't even do the vans. I go to the center, the standalone center where some of the most experienced people are, and I'll tell them I've only donated a gallon of blood in my lifetime, but now I don't even donate because every time I've gone, they can't get blood out of me because of this. I'm such a hard stick, even when they do a double stick. And here's the thing: the supply cost for each of those attempts is like $100. It's
Yeah,
not
the little
cheap at all.
kits. Mm-hmm.
Those kits are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is worse for a phlebotomist than not getting a draw, because even though they say it's not your
It's
fault,
99. It's
it
99
goes against
cents.
their quotas.
It's 99 cents
Yeah.
worth of crap for $100.
Yeah, but
It's
it's like
the
when you
truth.
donate your blood for free and you get that 1 pint of blood in the hospital for whatever reason, just whole blood. It last time I had this happen to me, it was a $500 charge through my insurance, and that was many years ago. So if you're
Well,
going for
that's cheap
plasma, or yeah, it's even more. And
today.
plasma is what they use. Platelets and plasma are used for cancer um, victims, right? So you need they need that, you know.
Right. Well, Grace,
So I just give.
when I was pregnant, it was terrible. I went, I didn't get upset. I don't get upset. But they had me in the chair and they got me on the eighth stick. And
Oh,
then when I was in the bed upstairs, I don't know what that girl was doing. She seemed really nervous. She ended up spraying my blood all over the curtain and the wall as soon as she tapped me.
ooh.
I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, so yeah, I've had bad experiences, but now I just tell
Yeah,
them
I don't
I
give any
grew one.
phlebotomist.
It's right there on the outside of my arm, and I
Yeah.
always tell them you can see and feel this one. It's easier.
Pregnant women have a higher blood supply because they are pregnant. Their
Yes,
blood volume increases. They're
it
generating more
does.
blood. Mm, mm. Yeah, but no, I don't give any phlebotomists any crap ever because
Oh,
they
me
do not
either.
get paid enough. They
No,
honestly do not get paid enough. You know, and they're dependent on you, the person walking in, to donate. And it's hard enough to get people to donate. We're still living in a time period where blood still has to be made by the body, and there is a shelf life, you
right.
know? So anyway, I'm gonna keep talking. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm leaving y'all.
Okay. All
Bye
right.
guys.
Bye.